Hey guys, how's it going? Culprit here, and today I wanted to bring you another tactical video. I know I've gotten away from that a little bit with my live comms and the play-by-plays and things like that. You know, I'm always trying new formats and whatever, but I do know that this is my bread and butter, and I like to talk about topics like this. This is going to be a rush gameplay on Sienne Crossing. I am playing with a couple subs, most notably right on my squad is SNK. I'm going to call you SNK because I have no idea how to say the rest of your name. But yeah, he was a good teammate. We definitely grouped up pretty good for most of the match, which is nice, especially we weren't in voice comms or anything like that. Today I wanted to talk about, you know, even though I did have a couple subs on here, I wasn't in a real voice group with anybody, so I'm more or less playing solo. I'm just kind of, it's the same as if you just find a good teammate in a squad or whatever. So my talk today is going to be mostly with the perspective of playing solo, and my topic is going to be taking the path less traveled. And what do I mean by that? Basically, it's don't just follow the crowd. Now, obviously, if you're playing in a squad, you're Skyped up or Xbox Live, whatever it is, you do want to stay together. You want to stay together. You want to get each other's revives, ammo, all that. You obviously want to feed off of each other. Unfortunately, when you're playing by yourself and you're playing with a lot of randoms, I find that could be almost more harm than it's worth. I like to go away from the crowd. So if I see most of my team going right, I'm going to pretty much go left. And there's a couple reasons why I do this. One reason is, obviously, if you're running with a crowd of 7 or 8 guys, you're going to be fighting for kills, and you know, it's going to be hard to get kills and whatnot. But, you know, you really shouldn't care too much about that if your objective is to play the objective, obviously. But it can be frustrating. Secondly, that's where the enemy tends to go. They're not going to run headlong into a group of 10 guys. They're going to try to flank you. They're going to try to go the alternate route. So if you go the alternate route away from your crowd, a lot of times that's where you're going to find your enemy. So keep that in mind. I mean, a lot of times people tend to gravitate on the minimap to where they see people, like whether it be a red triangle or a blue triangle. People seem to gravitate over there, whereas I kind of would advise you do the opposite. If you see certain bare spots on the minimap, especially on PC when you're playing more populated servers, obviously, I would go and venture into those areas. Now, obviously, don't backtrack and don't go to some corner of the map, but especially on Rush, you know all the routes. There's usually only like 3, maybe 4 routes that you can take. So if you see 2 that are pretty well covered and are at a stalemate and maybe there's gunfights going on, start thinking about the other routes, because I guarantee you the enemy is gonna. Here I go on a little tangent with this guy. I don't know what's going on. I'm trying to give him health. I assume he might have saw something, so I could just follow him. Big waste of time. This is what I'm saying. Don't go into the corner of the map. Don't go totally different routes. But right up here, you'll see what I mean. I see everybody's going for the bridge. And everybody always goes for the bridge. They fight over the bridge or the boat, or down in the canal towards the other side. So I say screw it, and I'm take a swim. And sometimes you'll see me take this route several times. I've started to. This has almost been my main route here. Now, obviously, I'm bypassing the MCOMs. I'm not going for the objective, but I think you guys will be able to see that what I end up doing plays a pretty crucial role in at least getting that one MCOM armed. You got to think a little ahead, and it's not just all about who gets that MCOM arm. And usually it's not, actually. Usually the guy who gets the arm had the least to do with it a lot of the times. But you see here, I'm flanked all the way around them. And here, I mean, unfortunately, I have just about the worst weapon I could have. Anything with a little more distance on it. Of course, I've got the foregrip with the F2000. It's, anything from range is really hard. But I do manage to get a couple kills. And even if I don't, they're now turned around looking at me. They're not guarding the MCOM. And you can see we get the arm off pretty quickly. So this is how I like to play. The flanking maneuvers, hassling the team. Now, I probably should have gotten up and moved here, especially when I see that guy run by like that. Because you got to figure, those couple guys I killed now are aware of where I am. So they're going to come right for me. But I do manage to get a really nice spawn right here on the MCOM. The old MCOM with an overwatch on the boat. All I see is my teammates there. But like I said there, I feel like that illustrates pretty well. Like, I didn't go with the group. I didn't just run across the bridge with everybody else or jump for the boat. I went a different route. I tried to think a little creatively, and it paid off. And I was able to get, I don't even know how many kills, but pieces of assists. I was engaged with at least 5, 6 guys there that otherwise had great cover and would have provided a real stern test for the guys attacking the bridge. Instead, they had to turn around, engage me. My guys were able to come up and get the pretty easy arm. Now, to being fair, this team that we're playing against wasn't very good. We did tend, from here on out, just about we steamrolled them. Another couple maps I played this night, we did steamroll them. So this is obviously a really nice demonstration clip because the other team wasn't very good. Or at the very least, they weren't coordinated. Now here's a good little clip with me and SNK as we work together. And again, we don't have any comms. we just kind of worked off each other. We both knew what the objective was. I don't like playing with these stairs, and I'm sitting here telling you to take the road less, the path less traveled. Normally, I'm gonna flank all the way around the hot corner there, but I saw multiple guys going that way, so I was like, all right, well, I don't want anybody coming down these stairs to flank behind everybody. So I started. The idea was kind of to defend it, not really attack it. But once SNK linked up with me, and we obviously were thinking about it, we just slowly worked our way up, you know, healing each other, you know, using each other's strengths. Get a kill there. Now you got to get out of the way because there's always more than one guy coming. You know, grenades are going to be coming. You got to try to get through these staircases quick, but you can't be just reckless about it either. So that's, I see that he goes down, but I don't rush in and get the revive right away because it's more important to hold this position because you don't want to just give it right back. This is the hardest part here, especially if they're posted up in that building, which we were lucky they weren't. And this is what I'm saying, they weren't the greatest team in the world. So they didn't really take very good positions. And once we kind of broke through here, it was kind of game over. Now, a lot of times you'll see me, I just continue working the left flank. I don't always go for the MCOMs. I do look over there. If I see a team presence, then I continue down the flank and I try to hold any reinforcements off, because that MCOM, once you've cleared it, it's really hard for them to get in again, because you can just hold this door, you hold the stairs on the other side, and they really can't get in and do anything if you have a good team holding the area. Here, you just end up playing, you know, games with the guys as they poke their heads in. They shouldn't be doing this. They should be backing off, getting into good positions. They're just wasting lives. They're making it easier for us, and you'll see the results soon. So, you know, certain situations, obviously, you get grouped up with your teammates. Like right here, you'll see there's a lot of guys here. Sometimes that cannot be avoided, but when it can, and when you're faced with a choice, you know, you see a whole group of blues going, say, you know, down the B corridor on Grand Bazaar. Well, don't go with them. Don't, you know, look at it, assess the situation quickly, and be, you know, obviously if you've got 5 or 6 guys, your battle effectiveness is not going to be very good when you're just a group with 6 or 7 guys. You may be, I don't know how I died here. I feel like that guy should have died, but it's shotgun, obviously. You'll be way more effective, at least if you're a competent, good player. And I get trapped in this bus. It was kind of frustrating. You'll be more effective, I feel, if you cover a flank. Maybe you go through Rug's route, or you go the back alley there, and you flank, so that when those 5 or 6 guys hit that resistance, and it kind of gets bogged down, well, guess who pops out of a door down the right side flank, or from behind like I did earlier. And that's where I feel like one guy can really make a difference. You know, obviously that squad that squatted up with 4 really good players, are all on Skype, whatever. They're going to be your alpha squad more than likely, because it's a different game when you're talking with your teammates and you're reviving each other. So if you're really stuck playing solo, start thinking in the mind of, you know, either a flanker or even like a defensive role. Now, this is a terrible spot. Don't do this. This is my problem when I start thinking too cute. I'm trying to be too sneaky, and I'm going to get some guy running to get the MCOM. It annoys me. I have to get this out of my game. But eventually I realize, and I get up. But like you said, those guys were playing too much games in that doorway. We got too many kills, pushed them back, and we just ran over these last 2 MCOMs with really barely any resistance. So, like I said, you know, playing solo versus playing in a group, it takes a very different mentality. You have to find a way to make yourself much more effective. And you don't, I just, personally, I don't want to be a face in a crowd. I don't want to just be, you know, getting pieces of assists on guys. I'd rather flank. Sometimes it pays off, sometimes it doesn't. But that's Battlefield, you know? That's what you got to do. You got to think ahead. You can't flank once you hit resistance. You have to flank before you even get there, because it's all about who gets there first. So there you go, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Like I said, I wanted to get back to a little more tactical talk, and I know you guys have been kind of hoping I would, and I hope you enjoyed it. Like always, rate, comment, subscribe, and I hope you have a good weekend, guys. Take care.